I tell you where we are, but I'm too tired. Ellie, tell us about today, because we're both bushed.
We had made it to Villafranca. We started in Molinaseca, which was 31 kilometres ago.
Okay, so I'm going to show you the really interesting thing. So you remember this? These were all the routes we were going to do, and then there was one other page. We're now on the last page. So we've got down to here, the first one here. This is what we've done today. You can't see it, I know, but I'll give you a sense of where we are. So we walked 31k from, where is that, kid? From
Molinaseca
to Villafranca. And how was it, Ellie?
It was a long day. It was a long day. We started walking at 6 a.m.
Okay, so we got up at 5:30.
Yeah.
We were out and gone. And the place we stayed, by the way, last night was really nice. We did a lovely dinner, I should make the point. We went around the corner to a really nice restaurant, and I had a thing called pickled trout. I bet you've never heard that before. But they pickled it and then they baked it. Absolutely delicious. It was a really nice dinner. Even Ellie had a sort of half good dinner. They gave her an extra plate of chips. But anyway, so we got up early this morning, and we were on the road at 6 to beat the heat. Well, that was the idea. So
we beat the whole afternoon of heat. We finished at 2 p.m.
Yeah.
But even by 2 p.m. it was up to 33.
Yeah, it was like seriously hot. And I have to be honest and say that I struggled. It's the first day I can honestly say that. There were other days that were difficult, but today I really, really struggled. And I said to Ellie at one stage, I can understand why people could take a taxi. Why just say I've had enough and they take a taxi for the last few miles or whatever. So I won't judge anybody I see getting into a taxi from now on. But I didn't. And we struggled on.
Yes.
We had lots of breaks. And this really, really helps. Loads and loads of breaks. But it was very, very hot. And so we finally arrived here. What happened, Ellie?
We hadn't booked anything because we knew there were a lot of beds in Villafranca. And so we sat down on a bench to decide where we might be going. And Dad stuck his head under a fountain tap.
Literally. And just left it under the tap for a while to try and cool down.
And then I stood up to go fill my water bottle, and Danny came out of his hotel with a bottle of chilled water and gave it to us and said, "Looked like you need a drink." And he walked back inside. That was it. It was just a nice gesture.
Yeah, nice gesture. And we were impressed by it, and we thought, he's a salesman. We've come to know him, he's a salesman. But I asked him afterwards why he did it, and he said, he said, pilgrims are my business. When I see a pilgrim that needs some help, I help them, he said, because they're helping me. So we checked in here.
Yes.
And so we're in a lovely hotel, actually. It's really nice. He's a lovely guy.
Yeah.
Really, really nice. And we both had our shower and we chilled. I actually fell asleep, I think. Did I, Ellie? I think I woke up snoring. So I think I fell asleep here at some stage. But we had our shower and we sort of chilled and relaxed. We stopped on the way, we said that a few times, we stopped with a really nice sandwich. I had a nice sandwich. Ellie had a potato thing, whatever they call it. And lots of coffee.
Yeah. We went through Ponferrada this morning, which has a beautiful castle that we got to kind of briefly walk around the outside of. It's an old Templar castle. That was beautiful, and that town itself looked really nice. Really nice.
Actually, the castle was spectacular, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like most of what we've seen so far has been churches, huge big churches, like monumental churches. But this was a monumental castle, and you can see it was built by knights, and you can see it was built for war. It looked like something out of a movie. It was really, really pleasant. And even the front entrance, there was a ramp up to the front entrance, and you can imagine the horses riding up that and the knights in their armour riding in and out. It was super impressive, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like really, really impressive. So we made a decision based on today. We made a couple of decisions. What were they?
Well, the next couple of days aren't going to hit quite as high, but they're still going to be very hot.
Yeah. And
trying to do a 30k stage when you know it's going to be hot after 1 or after 12 is just no fun. So we've broken tomorrow's 30k stage into somewhere between 20 and 25. And then the following 2 days we'll do an extra, like those ones were already going to be shorter, around 18 to 20k. So those ones will become 22k days, and the whole thing will balance out by the time we get to Saria.
Because there's quite a bit of elevation.
Yeah.
Even today, there was quite, I mean, what was there, 500 metres?
Almost 500, not quite.
Yeah, almost 500.
484.
And quite a bit of descent as well.
Yeah, 500 descent, yeah.
Yeah, so you know, and then there's some days here where they've got 1,000 metres, or 1,100 metres almost of climb of ascent. And that excludes, by the way, that's just the peak, from the bottom to the peak. That ignores all the ups and downs.
No, that's the total.
Is that total ascent, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay, fair enough. So this way we can sort of, I think, not be walking after 12:30, 1 o'clock the latest.
Yeah.
Because we were fine up until 12:30, 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
It was the last hours and the last 5k in the sun, in the blistering sun, that was really, really tough. So apart from that, we like our hotel. You can see our room here, and I want to just give you a sense of the cost of things in Spain. Let me give you a quick look around the room. So the small enough little room. See here, it's sort of very old-fashioned, really quite charming. Little twin bed of room, lovely little bathroom down the end of it. And the subtotal this for Ellie and I for one accommodation and our breakfast is €50. So it's
a negotiated price.
A negotiated price. He asked for 60, and I said, "What about the Pilgrims special?" And he said 50 for the Pilgrim special. So we're staying here tonight, and it's a nice change, to be honest. You can see our stuff is sort of thrown. Look, as you can see, it's thrown all over the place here, and that's sort of really nice. It means you can just come in, you can chill, you can lie down. There's nobody disturbing you. So it's a nice break actually to have a bit of privacy as well. And that's really sort of it. All is good. We have 8 days to go. 8 days.
8 walking days.
8 walking days to go, yeah. And that leaves with 2 free days between now and when we fly on the 9th, is it? On the 9th. So today is Thursday. So yes, today's Thursday, and we fly on the Monday. So it's Monday week. And on current, if we keep going without a break here, we'll arrive in Santiago on the Friday. And that will give us Saturday and Sunday there, which will be sort of cool. But if not, we'll have a break. Ellie told me today, sort of surprised me. I thought that we had a break recently. She told me, no, it's 9 days, was it?
Yeah.
9 days since we had a rest day. So we may actually decide to have a rest day. We'll see how we feel.
Yeah.
You know, well, let's rephrase that. We'll see how Dad's doing.
Because we had our first rest day after 7 consecutive days of walking. And then we had our second rest day after 8 consecutive days of walking.
Okay.
So.
And now we've done 9 days.
Yeah, so sometime around would be the time to have one if we wanted one.
Yeah.
And then we'll have
still have a free day.
Or whatever.
Also, Ellie tells me that on the Sunday in Santiago, they have this service in the church where they actually pull the ropes and swing this big, what you call it, the incense thing. I don't know what you call this thing. That's they shake and all the lovely incense comes out. Well, that happens on the Sunday, so we're going to actually hopefully go to Mass and see that. That would be really cool. I mean, we're two hypocrites, the two of us, but there you go. We'll go in and we'll see the spectacle, if nothing else. So I think I said anything you want to share with everyone.
No, that's
all good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. So that's it, guys. That's the update. We're still here. We're still alive. Struggling a little bit. Well, Dad's struggling a little bit anyway. Whatever about Ellie, struggling a little bit at the moment. But hopefully it'll cool down a bit, and hopefully we'll plan our days just a little bit better, so that we're able to call off the last 5k and finish before the really blistering heat. So there you go. That's the update. Still here. Still going. Talk to you soon. Bye.